Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course, and as you can see from the title of this video, I want to talk about, the partying up in what I believe was Miami for Stormi's 36th birthday. And how I feel like that is an alignment, not the stars and the moon above, but the Fletchers, along with Stormy Steele and her husband Courtney. And then I want to also talk about, it being established that definitely some people are clocked in for work only when it comes to the cast of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Now, before we get into these stories, I ask that you please hit the like button on this video. Even if you were to hit the dislike button, either one of those work the same, meaning that YouTube will recommend this video to more people who enjoy discussing the various topics surrounding Love and Marriage Huntsville. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit. I would definitely love to have you. And everything that I'm saying in this video is alleged and just my opinion. All right. So I'm sure that you saw the stories, the IG stories, whether you follow Lance Fletcher, Chris Fletcher, Nell Fletcher, or even Stormy Steele. I was checking out their stories. I could tell that Stormy was celebrating her birthday. And I honestly did not even think to capture the screenshots of like the spread. She showed like all of the food and the desserts and the beverages that she had laid out for her birthday. She definitely had a yacht and they were all aboard and just chilling and hanging out. We also saw where Destiny was traveling for Stormy's birthday as well. And I actually sent a message to Lance Fletcher, but I never heard back. That's what I was waiting on. I asked, did she fly you all out to Miami? I was wondering, did she like cover everyone's airfare as well as entertaining them? Or did they have to fly themselves out? It was just something that I was just curious about. I have a feeling though Stormy was generous and treated everyone, including their airfare to and from Miami, and it looked like they had a blast. Also, Latrice from Bell Collective, she joined Stormy as well for her birthday festivities. Now, while I do think that, nobody would pass up a trip to Miami to party it up and to kick it on a yacht, I also feel like definitely this is an alignment with Stormy. It's not the first time either that we've seen the Fletchers party with Stormy. We've seen in recent months, via Instagram, them hanging out at the club. And I think they may have traveled out of town to party as well. But definitely, this is what we are seeing. So I just thought that to be so interesting. I do find Lance to be sexy, so I definitely don't mind checking out his content. And then I thought, yeah, I'll just send him a message and see. But I did not hear back. But it's none of my business anyway, right? But I just think I have a feeling she was being generous and maybe like flew them all out. So then, is it an alignment or are you bought? You know what I'm saying? But maybe they covered their own selves, but perhaps it could be like an acquired friendship, a bought alliance. We'll have to see. Reunions for reality TV shows are pretty telling. So then we'll see where everyone stands. I do know that I believe Melody, Tisha, and Marceau, I believe that they are all cordial during this second half of season 7 because that added to the bewilderment and the shock over Wanda's Instagram and YouTube lives about Melody, the ones that she was making before Kiki passed away, especially. And, Melody even said on some of her TikTok lives, I'm actually cordial and getting along with her daughter right now. So I do not understand the desire to really come for me, in such a negative way. So from what I can see, just in my opinion, it looks like we see the Scotts, Tisha and Marceau, and probably Kimmy and Maurice echoing the sentiments of getting along with Melody. And then we're seeing, Stormi and the Fletchers on one side. That's what it's giving so far. And then probably when Sonny and Moses can film when they're in town, they're probably getting along with mostly everyone with the exception of Destiny, and cordial with everyone. And then Destiny would be along with the Fletchers and Stormi as well. Now, in my opinion, no reality TV show has been as divided as the Real Housewives of New Jersey, OMG. But if I had to guess about the cast of Love and Marriage Huntsville, that's how I would say that the lines are drawn, with Destiny, Stormi, and the Fletchers on one end, and Melody and the Scotts on the other. But we know Melody can stand alone. She's her own woman. But if I had to guess, that's how that would go. So then we saw Destiny and her life coach, Dion. They were talking about some things. I felt like this was like a very more so therapeutic episode of Destiny's Mental Monday show on her YouTube channel, The Destiny Payton. And I definitely took notes. So I want to get into it all. Now, of course, the Copyright Act of 1976 says that my fair use commentary on this soundbite is allowed. So we're going to go ahead and jump right on in. So they talked about, Dion complimented Destiny on how happy she appears, how she looks. She said, I know that you are happier because you've been doing the work, meaning attending her therapy sessions and applying the suggestions that her therapist is giving her. And Dion really, propped Destiny up and said that she could physically see the difference and sees that Destiny is happier. Destiny also talked about how initially she did not want to journal because it felt like she was re-traumatizing herself, but she did go ahead and really embrace journaling, even writing down things that she was thankful for. And it made her be thankful to have full use of all of her limbs. She said, she told herself she was thankful to have hands, thankful for her child, thankful to have a roof over her head. And I have to say, I think that that was sound advice that her therapist gave her. On my previous videos, I talk about getting your thoughts out, whether it's through prayer and or journaling. I know for me, after I journal and I read aloud what I wrote, the problem seems to shrink. And then I'll end up writing some more. It'll be like either a solution, or I'll say, well, the truth is, it's really just this. It's really just that. And then, I do feel better once you get those worrisome thoughts out of your head and onto paper. I definitely feel like it's beneficial. And if, like Destiny was saying, the journaling felt like she was re-traumatizing herself, then just write down things that you have going on. That's great. Like all of your needs are met. You have your health, you have a best friend, or your pet loves you, whatever it is, some positive things that you can write down and go back and read, that is a positive exercise. And then after they talked about these therapeutic topics, Dion did bring up the mid-season trailer. And this is what she and Destiny had to say.
Looking at the trailer for the upcoming, for the show when it comes off a hiatus. I was going to say the mid-season, it's called the mid-season trailer. Yeah, Butterfly in the comments. So can we talk about it? She already said that. I wasn't ignoring you, but I was trying to wait for the right time. So the trailer came out, and people were like, I think one of the most popular comments was, "These are not your friends." Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts about that? There's some accuracy to that. Okay. So, I don't know how much you can say, how much you feel comfortable saying. Say a little bit about the accuracy to that. that statement? I think people confuse whatever perception they have with like, oh, there's a desperation for destiny to have friends and all that. That's never been a thing ever in life. But there are some people that are clocked in. We're co-workers, and I'm okay with that. Mm-hmm. So now, would you say that fits the case overall? Not at all. And people have asked me, so what's your relationship like with these people? Are you every relationship I have with each individual person is just like any other human being. It's different. My relationship with Neil is different than my relationship is with Kimmy. My relationship with Tisha is different than my relationship is with Stormi. And I know how to compartmentalize my friendships. And I think that's one of my gifts, actually. Relationships, period. So yeah, I mean, there's some truth to it. There's some truth to it. It is what it is. And I just want people to know that I understand that. Yeah. Stop blaming me like I'm come on now. I've lived too much life to not know that to be accurate. Yeah. So you have, and there is a range, and I think we'll spend some time, I think, when we're actually reviewing the show and there's more context to it, we will spend some time talking about the different levels, because there's strangers, when there are different levels of relationships. There are strangers, there are people that you really don't know. There are acquaintances, there are people who are in your life for no other reason than you work together, you go to school together, your kids happen to be on the same team, and they're in your life for no other reason than that the minute that thing goes away, they go away. They're kind of like peers. And then there are friends, and we'll talk a little bit about how somebody has moved from an acquaintance level to a peer, from an acquaintance level to a friend level. And then there's that innermost circle. There are people that you really let in. And so we can talk about, and I think this would be great for our community too, to kind of just talk about how when people are moving from which level to which level and what each level means, because I know that I might have a slightly different definition of friendship and how I vet somebody for that level of relationship than someone else, and sometimes those things are a little bit cultural, but we can talk through that piece, I think that conversation would fit in better when we get to that part. And
Okay, so you heard it there, Destiny and Dion talking about different relationships, and I think that is pretty standard in life, right? Different friendships may serve different roles in your life, and you may be different things to different people. That's very much so feasible, because you may find, I feel like my friends, they vary in personality and interest, right? I definitely embrace solitude. You all hear me talk about that a lot, but do I have like a friend or two that kind of likes museums and like the nerdy side of me? Yeah, I could ask my friend Margot if she wants to go down to the Detroit Institute of Arts or the Henry Ford, and we can go kick it and have fun that way. Then I have friends who are going to the SWV Escape concert this weekend, and I'm going as well, and then there's my friends who love the movies like I do. So yes, you're going to compartmentalize, and those friendships are going to look different depending on the person. So I definitely see her point there. In my opinion, it sounds like she's talking about Melody is clocked in, saying that everyone is her coworker. And that is totally fine. Of course, I've never starred on a reality TV show before, but I would definitely look at the cast as just my coworkers. And when you're dealing with people whom are your coworkers, you have to set those boundaries, right? Now, when I was younger and I worked in an intense sales environment in the mortgage industry, yeah, we did all befriend each other on Facebook and on our social media, right? But now I'm just kind of like, No, I don't have to befriend my coworkers on my social media. That is my personal space, separate from work. I only log in to work to make money. That is it. And I do not have to have any sort of personal relationships with my coworkers. They don't need to know anything, how I feel, any jokes that I post, any motivational posts that I share. They don't need to see any of that because they are just my coworkers. So I definitely can relate and understand to those boundaries as well. But I thought that that was some good conversation overall in her live tonight. Now, her life coach Dion brought up the part of the mid-season trailer where Moses said that she is still in love with him, but his wife isn't having that, and which one would be the side chick. Dion actually told Destiny to be thankful that Moses is basically showing his hand, speaking his heart, because then it makes it that much easier to release that person. And I have to agree with that. When you are dating someone and you may be praying, I remember like I would pray and ask God, show me the intention in their heart, and it seems like God would definitely always answer, honey, because then, that, I don't won't even say relationship, that dating situation would end, and then sometimes like of course I would be bummed out, like, oh, I was hoping like that would grow. But then I would be reminded of my prayer request. So pretty much, it was I was being released from a situation that who knows it could have gone. It could have become violent, or it could have been toxic or unsafe. So you have to hold on to those truths about dating and about relationships overall. And definitely, when they show their hand, when they show that they are a jerk or a liar or untrustworthy, yes, definitely be thankful that they let you know what time it was, because then it is easier to walk away. And then you have to embrace, solitude. That is where it's at for sure. But definitely, if you want to hear something, a little therapeutic tonight before you go to bed, or perhaps in the morning while you're out for a walk, definitely check out this latest Mental Monday. There could be some nuggets that you could compartmentalize and take away from, regardless, of your opinions of Destiny or Dion. But I thank you all so much for checking out this video. I always appreciate the support. Please hit the like button on this video, as it is a free way of supporting the channel. And please subscribe to Shows Style and Spirit if you have not already done so. And we are going to have a terrific Tuesday tomorrow. We absolutely will. Be sure to stand in the mirror and say your affirmations. And again, you can journal to get your thoughts out of your head and onto paper. And whatever you have to do tonight to position yourself to have a smooth morning and not rush, just go ahead and do it, whether it's laying your clothes out for tomorrow, packing your lunch already, or if you have overnight oats for breakfast, go ahead and make them, knock it out. It'll only take a few minutes. And then you'll position yourself for a smoother morning. And I will talk with you all very soon. Good night.